Call to order Health and Emergency Services for July the 7th, 2025. Commissioner Harris, do you mind giving the invocation?
Sure. Heavenly Father, Lord, we just come to you, Lord, giving you all the praise, honor, and glory, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you, Lord, for the rain. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for bringing us here together, Lord, to do the county's work. And we just pray, Lord, that the things that we do would be pleasing unto you. These things we ask and pray in Jesus' name.
Before we go any further, though, I do want to say, don't forget about Texas. That's absolutely horrible down there. I can't imagine. Can't imagine what those are doing. All right, so we have a motion for approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Any changes or deletions?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, can we strike B under new business there?
You want B or C?
Is it, well, I got my glasses on.
Well,
C, excuse me.
Part of the problem. All right, I have a motion to strike C under 13. I have a second. Second by Commissioner Wright. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
No.
All those opposed?
Is that for critical care?
For the GPS locator.
Oh, no, I'm against that. I got something to say about that.
So it'll be 3-2, I think, Madam Clerk. And then Commissioner Teacher, Chairman Teacher is here, so I'll turn that over to Chairman.
So where are we, sir?
We just removed 13C, and then we're back on approval of the minutes.
Can I have one of those? Approval of the agenda.
Or approval of the agenda, I'm sorry. Oops, sorry.
Okay, well, if we're, let me see. So that was just for a vote. Before approval of agenda, I had a couple of folks that seemed like it really hit nerves. I thought it'd be wise to address it publicly. So before we approve it, I wanted to see if we could just put it on there for discussion for the GPS.
I think we've already taken it off.
And then we can't vote on it, but I thought, is that possible that we could put that on there? Because I know it was very important to a couple of y'all, and I thought it'd be nice to just speak on because it is something that's pretty valuable for it to be taken off before we even get to speak on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and say I make a motion that we just put on for discussion. No thing can be added. That way we know what it's about, and the people will know what it's about, which seems the most logical source. But however y'all vote, I make a motion. Thank you. All in favor, say
Point of
aye.
order, Mr. Chairman. I think this has already been removed, and we're in the same meeting. I don't know that it can be added back.
Can we not?
Unfortunately, no.
How do you for discussion?
One of the makers on the approving side would have to put it up.
Could I get one of the makers on the approving side to say that, just so we could speak on it and I could address it properly? I don't know why we would have to be silent about it. It's not that big of a deal.
I think it's a huge deal, Mr. Chairman. With all due respect, just like I stated in the email,
We can't discuss it.
So,
it's either dead.
Chair's going to keep belaboring the point. We can.
It's done, no, we've already voted on it.
Parliamentarily, we can't discuss it, so it's off.
That's a shame.
If I'm not mistaken, that doesn't mean it can't be brought back up at the next meeting.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Okay, well, I want to go ahead and apologize for bringing it up. I didn't realize I was out of order, so I didn't want to be out of order for that. So sorry for that. So we are at approval of minutes. Before we do that, I don't know if y'all said it, but Mike Guthrie reached out and asked if we would take the critical multi-year agreement off. He said it's no longer something that we're suing. So without objection, I'd like to just remove that. Okay.
Second.
To deal with all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Okay, so approval of the agenda. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, no. We got 2 no's. No, and myself. Recognition of the public. Is there anyone who'd like to come to the approval?
Mr. Chairman, we need to do number 4.
I'm so sorry. Approval of minutes. I'm sorry.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. I apologize, I got a little so my hands are dirty too. No one signed up. So recognition of the public, I just want to make sure if anybody wants to sign up right now, everything good right now? Okay, I just want then we'll just close that, report the chairman. So, am I able to address in my report anything at all, or is that wrong? Because I don't want to do something wrong. Anything about what we just took off?
I mean, that's a fine line there. You talking about as far as the report of the chairman? I can't say parliamentarily whether what your report can include or can't include,
So, okay, well, there's a couple of things I want to say first. I want to say thank you so much to Commissioner Rogers, for taking over. I was helping change a lady's tire, and she was a really sweet lady, and I was not smarter than the jack because the thing fell 3 times before I got it up. So that I would have been on time, but I want to make sure it was nothing heroic. It's because of my stupidity that I couldn't figure out there was something wrong with the jack. So anyway, there's number one, and then number two, I was just going to say on the EMS, it was brought up about GPS and everything, and I just want to address that I had several folks reach out. I'm not going to give names, but I had several folks reach out, and the issue is that there's nothing. There's been reports that there's not any record. Any record of what's actually been, how many calls we're making and things like that. And I think that's something that the people would like to know is, I know there's calls, but how many times has an ambulance left the building? How many times do we have GPS? There's not even a policy, as far as I can tell, on GPS on that. And these are government-owned vehicles. And so, as chairman, I think it would be not my due diligence just to say, hey, I don't want anything unsafe. If we're talking about knowing the location of an ambulance, that's not what I'm talking about. But they do come with flaring sirens and alarms and, all these things that are going on. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the people who pay for things like GPS to install, maintain, and monitor. And we don't have a policy. And I wanted to know why it hit such a nerve, because I thought you guys could speak to it. That's why I wanted to keep it on the agenda.
I'm gonna call it one order,
Yes, sir.
and I apologize.
It's okay.
To you personally. But, because, number one, if you are able to discuss it, and it's not up for discussion, then there's no rebuttal, if you will. We're just not able to respond, because it was taken off of the agenda.
Yes, sir. That's my point, exactly why it should have stayed on the agenda.
Like I said, it can be added back.
Yes, and that was why I asked, if it was legally okay to do that, because I wanted to make sure we did, because if it does get added back, I don't want to take it off so people can hear about why. It's not for unsafety at all. It actually is for safety if you want to do that, but it's more for, how many runs do we make? We got $4.5 million for a building in Westmoreland that's going to house 2 ambulances. It's the people's right to know where those ambulances are going, because, as well as I do, they want to know where I spent my money for my little bit of money that I got for commission. So I think we should all be accountable to the people, and I just want to bring that back in line. That's what that's for.
If I may, to Mr. Wright's point, when you're given a report, usually it's to update, it's to do much like EMS and ECC do with reports of calls taken in, things such of that nature. I think we're running a fine line. Well, we've probably actually gone over that line of turning this into something to debate. And I really think the proper setting would be to have this agenda and to discuss.
Exactly.
So
I agree.
you asked me how far can you go with the report. I can't really tell you, as long as it stays a report.
Yes.
And I think we're going outside of the scope of a report.
Thank you. I'll stop with it. That's why I asked that question, because I didn't want to do something out of parliamentary procedure, but I wanted to talk about it because it was brought to my attention. And so just the last thing on this is, it brought to mind just how valuable that the EMS workers are and the EMA workers are, on the fact of how that we had the issue with the flooding in Texas and all the people's lives that were lost. And just a few days ago, we had flooding over here flexibility is not a bad thing on that. So anyway, I won't discuss anymore, but, okay, so, my report is finished.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Just to help clarify, maybe a lot, in the email, kind of explain better or more what you're looking for. Because I read it as people was disconnecting those, that it wasn't really a concern of where the trucks were. So maybe an email reply back would have helped.
I can't discuss it, but,
I mean, I
I'd
was
love to next week.
going based
I'd
on,
love to next month.
on your statements, I was a follow-up.
I would love to.
Or just an email reply would be great.
Yeah. Okay, so, report of the county mayor.
Out of respect for the issue being removed from the agenda, I'm going to withhold my comments the next time. But I will be pursuing the names through public records request, because this is a very serious, sensitive information that's out there. And citizens aren't privy to this information, so it is important that we know who these citizens are and how they're obtaining this sensitive information on our EMS personnel. And I'll leave it at that.
Got it.
Thank you.
Yes. So, report of the sheriff.
Good evening. I didn't bring up a paper report this time because the year-end fiscal financials were emailed all the commissioners, but it's for the public's situational awareness. Total revenues for the year or collections were $529,813.23, and total disbursements were $643.99. Some exciting things are happening at the sheriff's office. We are, thanks to Director Guthrie, on the cusp of upgrading our RMS system, and so we're putting a lot of effort into that right now, making it more ready now. It's long overdue. It's going to be great. It's in the training environment today. Animal control, the website, production, contractor, the builder for the website sent over the template today. Looks great. There's some tweaks that are going to be made and sent back. So the website production is in the works. Currently, about 50% on the adoption floor are sterilized. All of them are vaccinated. The one caveat that, right? Some of the kittens are not old enough to be sterilized yet, so they're not included in that 50%. Once they're old enough, we'll get them appointments. Dr. Satterley, our relief vet, has done 4 sterilizations at the animal control shelter in the surgery suite that we put through last year. And so, still some modifications to be made there to make it better, but we're moving in the right direction there.
I appreciate you saying that. Can I ask one question? Where do you think we'll be? Where do you plan to be for the end of the month? I said you 100% vaccination, but on the
Sterilization, that's going to all depend on how many appointments we can get. As many appointments we can get, as many as we'll send out there.
So, who's doing most of those?
We still have a really good working relationship right now with Spay Neuter Alliance. They're doing great. Dr. Satterley has done some, and we will only trend upwards with those.
Do you mind me asking about how many that is? Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm just curious. How many animals you have in that ballpark?
So on the adoption side of the house, I think there are 15 dogs over there right now set up under sterilized. That's from memory, so don't quote me on that.
Okay, got it. And would you mind continuing this in your report? I appreciate it. So
I don't mind that.
And can I ask you one more question? So I wanted to compliment you because a citizen over here on Upper Station Camp Creek said that your deputy was amazing. Your sheriff's office was awesome because her daughter had a wreck, her granddaughter actually, had a wreck, and y'all were just great to respond. And she complimented you to like the highest ability, but she also said that if there's any way, and I know you and I spoke about this personally, but if there's any way that y'all could find a way to not increase spending or bringing in more, tax revenue or anything like that, which I don't like to call revenue, but money from taxes, but if there's any way that she wanted to say publicly that she really supports trying to find a way to add more sheriff's deputies.
Well, right now we've got 8 additional ones coming from the budget committee as long as the budget gets approved. I think that'll be a dent in it for sure.
I appreciate you so much.
I have,
Yes, sir.
and I'm trying to remember the numbers. I think it's 2 pounds for dogs to be spayed and neutered. Isn't there a minimum weight? Because I know like kittens, they have to be,
Yes, I believe it.
they have to be a certain weight or age minimum requirements. And one of the biggest things is, and this is cat season right now at animal control. Every month basically is cat season. Because if you haven't ever looked at it, 2 cats, I mean, you can end up with 50, 60 cats with just one male and one female by the end of the year. But these kittens that are brought in or that are dumped, we can't hold them because we only have, you take a glass and you put marbles in it. It only holds so many marbles. It's just like animal control. They can only hold so many animals, and then it starts overflowing. And you're going to have to do something with that. Some people they'll say, build a bigger glass. It's still only going to hold so many marbles until it starts overflowing. But the kittens and puppies coming in, they have to be kept healthy until they are old enough to be spayed and neutered. And if that is fostering or whatever programs that we have, and I know y'all are doing an excellent job of that, but whatever it takes, people need to understand it. It's not that they don't want to spay or neuter them. It's that they can't, you know. And that's the point I was trying to get across. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Report of Emergency Management Agency.
Emergency management, they had a great event at the Freedom Festival, had the command center out there, did some good work with the EMS and other personnel coordinating through that. No issues this year, we had one minor medical emergency at the end. Outside of that, that's the end of their report. Everything's going good.
Thank you, sir. I know that Kim Widener and I, we played phone tag, but we never did speak. But he did call me just for the public to know that. Report of EMS.
That report's in front of you there, the calls for service.
Yes.
You can hand that out. If you have any questions on that, be happy to forward them.
Anybody wants to see this? We got it here. All right. Report of ECC.
Mr. Chairman, here's some statistics just to supplement what's already in your
It's up there with the chair.
For the first 6 months of this year, the ECC has processed through that about 124,000 calls for service, compared to the same period of 2024, and that's about a 13.1% increase in the number of incidents that were processed through CAD among our 22 client agencies at the ECC. Call volume, or 911 to 10-digit call volume, is about the same, dropped just slightly, and the outgoing calls are still averaging about 6,500 to 7,000 per month. DCC currently is 2 positions down. We were fully staffed up until about 3 weeks ago. We lost 2 people, one of which went to have a better opportunity elsewhere. The ECC is hoping to fill those positions here soon, and they're very much needed. As you can see, that our call volume is clearly climbing across the county. So be happy to answer any questions, please.
Does anyone have a question?
Director Gussie, can you advise what the budget situation is for you guys? Where do we come in on your budget as far as personnel requests, or do you know?
Yes, sir. So we have asked for 5 telecommunicators and 2 CGOs, and that would help to put 2 telecommunicators on our larger agencies and put 3 in the EMS and fire pod. So hopefully that will pass through the full commission soon. Those are very much needed. We've been able to articulate that across the board. Over the last several years, we've seen double-digit increases percentage-wise in our client agencies as far as their increase in personnel. And we've fairly seen about an 11% increase over that same time period. So this is certainly needed. Sheriff Craddock, I appreciate that shout out there. The district, that's paid for at a CAD and records management system that can be used across all agencies within the county. Fire and EMS will also benefit from that, so we're hoping to go live on that August 12th. It's going to be a big improvement for all of us.
Is there a particular kind of call that is increased more than any other call? Is there a reason why there's a big increase that you can think of?
As far as a specific call type, I can't answer that. I think it's across the board that all of our call types virtually have increased. So, and that's been the trend for the past several years, is that we've seen an increase in calls for service documented in CAD across our 22 client agencies.
Okay.
So all that could be population increase and the type maybe of population that may be coming to Sumner County.
Very well could be, yes, sir.
Barking dogs in the county that they're not used to, wherever they come from. Just saying. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, sir.
Thank you. Old business, we don't have any old business as far as I know. New business, we have the sheriff's office, the off-duty management, it's in your packet right here on page 19. The off-duty management public safety software service agreement. It says pages 17 and 18, but it has a 19 at the bottom of it, so just so you know.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Sorry.
Okay, well, can we discuss it? I just want to make sure,
We just got a motion.
does anyone have a question? Because I thought the sheriff's right here, and I thought it would be easy to answer it if anybody has a question about it.
I'd like to make a motion to discuss it.
We've
Well,
already got-
we can do the discussion because of the motion in the second.
Yeah, so we're good. So go ahead, do you have a question about it?
Kind of an overview for the public of what it's about. Sure.
Without objection, would you mind if we just suspend the rules just for the sheriff to come up and speak?
Kind of to tell the public about it, I mean, what it's really about.
Is it okay with that?
Yeah, you're suspended.
We've already reviewed this, right? That's what I thought.
Off-duty management is a software company that will handle all of our off-duty jobs. When a deputy goes out, there's a 1099 employee doing traffic direction or security in a church here in Sumner County. This company will handle everything from scheduling to payment. It's not going to cost the county a dime, but the county is going to benefit via workman's comp insurance and liability insurance that's included with us signing up for this program. That money is covered by the vendor, so the people who are hiring the off-duty deputies have a slight increase and everything goes for off-duty management. So it's a win-win.
I have a question. So in the workers' comp and all that they would handle for the off-duty, that's not going to overlap with the workers' comp that we have on the company?
Right now, if they're working an extra job and get hurt, they're not going to
So
serve
it's not.
on-duty. They don't have an on-the-job injury. This would cover it.
Okay.
Any other questions?
To an extent, this is great because it's not fair when we have an officer out there in uniform working as a sheriff's office employee who is not covered because accidents happen. And this off-duty employment is a great opportunity for our employees, especially our sheriff's deputies, to make extra money to help feed and support their families. On top of other jobs, besides the off-duty, through the sheriff's office. Some of our employees work 4 or 5 jobs just to make ends meet. Thank you.
One other thing, we reviewed several different solutions for this off-duty management when we selected it, they were best. And there's another local agency here in Sumner County that uses it. They've been on it for several months, so I called and got some real-time feedback, and they were thrilled. They loved it, so I think it's a good solution.
I don't know, maybe I misunderstood. Is there a cost for us to use it?
There's no cost for Sumner County.
It's a win-win for everybody.
And it's out of Katy, Texas, if I remember correctly, or something like that. It's somewhere in Texas.
I'll bet you would, Brian.
Yeah. Sorry, that even, I think it's a good thing. I've not heard it from you. Thank you, sir. Does anybody else have any questions? Thank you, sir. Okay, so, we've had a motion and a second, so all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, moving on to the next one. The ECC was taken off, so if you, sorry, that's taken off. Discussion, Upper Station Camp Creek Road Safety. I just kind of hit on it. I just wanted to make sure, and I kind of did that already, I won't belabor the point, but, it was just a very appreciative, citizen about everybody and all the way up the chain that helped her out. She was a bad situation, and that's just a dangerous situation over there, and that's what she wanted to make sure that we spoke about, of just how there's not really a shoulder over that. It was the main point. She just wanted to say how much she supported that, just in general. So,
Did you talk about the chairman?
I did just a little bit, and I also addressed it during the chairs.
Did he speak about it at all? Is something you and Toby are looking at, like, I know you talked to me a little bit about on this side, but.
So, do I need a motion, second to continue on this?
We're on the item.
Yeah, we're on the item, but that was gonna be my ultimate question. Is this really a highway topic?
Yes.
No, it wasn't, and, the reason
No,
why
I
it
mean, is
wasn't.
it now?
It should be a highway topic, but right now, the main thing was about just the fact that the worry, just the reason for the call. That was to thank you for the sheriff's department, and the worry, because she was saying how far that our sheriff's deputies have to cover, and it's just an unreal amount of places, and I know that, we got one of our own right here that can speak to that, but just of how far, how many miles they had to cover, and it was really not at all a highway is part of it, but that's not the discussion. The discussion was just about the fact that how far they're having to cover and how that it seemed that she thought it was dangerous not having enough manning because of even as the grade.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
I'm just asking if you want me to steer. That was, I mean, you can.
Well, highway chairman's here, so I would put it on mine. I would put it on the agenda, but I wanted to ask, the question was, we had talked prior just to see if Sheriff Craddock and Toby were gonna work together on this, and I was gonna give them some grace to come up with something before I drive it. If they're already talking and things like that, I'll just check with Toby and see if they are, and I'll leave it off and give him time, because I know he had talked to the citizen about giving him through July to do something. Is that still what's happening? Because I'll leave it alone for that.
I'll leave it alone that, but yes, Toby's been doing a bang up job too, a great job on that, she said, amazing. So I think he's done everything she's asked him to do, and he's helping, trying to help us out.
But if you want to ask about Toby about that, then that's fine too.
If you want it on there, that's all I do is front load them to see what y'all end up wanting to have on there.
Put it down and I'll talk to him about it.
So I think that the Vice Chairman said, point of order correctly. I think we talked a while on it.
I'm good.
Since we're fixing to get done with this topic, I want to thank you for helping the citizen out there a while ago. Whenever I came in, I didn't realize it was you helping change the dock. I think it was something to do with the height or something. Sorry.
The height.
But because I asked if they needed assistance, and they said that someone else was helping them and had already almost gotten it finished. So I went ahead and came in. If I'd known it was you, I would have stopped. But thank you. I appreciate it.
I didn't really want anybody to know I was trying to get in here in time, but like I said, it was faulty my situation. But if David Klein would have been out there, everybody would have seen him standing up. He's taller than me. I'm kidding. But hey, thank you guys so much. And I thank y'all for what you do. Y'all gave me some leeway today, and I know that I probably aggravated half of you, but I still am thankful for y'all, every one of y'all. And so I appreciate you very much. And so I'll just go ahead and say we need to adjourn. Thank you.